Everybody get a chance to breathe a little bit off the past Zoom I was just on. So good evening. Tonight is April 5th. You're joining the Recreation Commission meeting for April 5th. Let's take a quick roll call. Who do we have here? I see Aaron.
Nancy.
Well, no, Nancy, I'll do it because I can see everybody. You can just say here. Aaron.
Here.
Nancy.
Here.
Mike.
Here.
Dan.
Here.
All right, all members are here. We do have a quorum. And we also have Donna Prather.
Here.
Excellent, as a recreation director. So Nancy, I did get the message earlier.
Yeah.
Totally understand. We just only had 1 week from our previous meeting. So we can move forward without the meeting minutes, and we'll approve those at the next meeting. All right.
Yep.
Next, let's roll over to Donna, who's going to give us a quick update. Donna, you probably a week's worth of difference, right? What do we have?
we had the the egg hunt drive through, and we had 75 cars, 140 kids. The Boy Scouts brought in a lot of food for the senior center, and that's for the community too. It's not just for seniors. So the food pantry, I want to make sure that everybody knows that it can be families, doesn't have to be seniors. So I mean, it was modified, it was different, but we had a great day and it was a lot of fun. We had a DJ and a bunny dancing around. So as they drove through, they did a crossword puzzle. So yeah, that's kind of what it was. I was saying I really don't have a lot of other updates. Everything is kind of status quo. We're still trying to roll out sports.
Yep.
I still have some last minute ordering I need to do. Other than that, coaches are in place. We're going to work on getting some times to do a coaches training. I think we might try a Zoom one with soccer, baseball. I think that we might try to do an in-person social distancing one for them. So I'm just working on the details of that. I did get a report. I didn't say this earlier before I hopped on, is that we've got some lacrosse, recreation soccer lacrosse. I think it's boys that are kind of going rogue, and they're out on the field without signing up, no masks. So the athletic director asked us to be more vigilant with that. I don't want to lose our turf time or any time at the high school. Seems to be a lot of parents tonight, he said, that are out there without masks. So I know people were saying, well, we were outside, we don't need them, but the governor tells us that we do. So when you're on public property, school property, we need to do that. So that's all I have there.
All right. Thanks, Donna. And you know, so we have updates from you. I'm going to make a motion that tonight we move forward without going through the sports programming, unless Aaron, since you weren't here last time, you wanted to bring up softball.
Donna presented last week, and we really didn't have any updates from that period. So there's no updates on my end.
Yeah, perfect. I didn't want to speak. So Mike or Nancy or anybody else want to bring anything forward?
I don't have anything on Marlins.
Oh, nothing new.
All right. One thing I do have from old business, Donna, from last week, in regards to last week's conversation, are we moving forward with the whole, the pool renaming?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I haven't done anything with it this week, but yes, it's still on the calendar. And Jordy is, he had said something out about what did Pine Knoll mean to you? We're getting some videos. He actually had 2 CITs and ended up meeting and getting married there. So we're looking forward to the stories that we get out of that. So
That's super awesome. That's cool.
yeah.
That is super cool. All right. So Donna, with the sports moving forward and some of the old business that we talked about, I know you have a presentation around the movies and the screen, right? So let's,
Yeah. We kind of talked about it a little bit before we went live, so we'll just repeat we're going to go ahead and order one at this point. Pulling the tarp out, we got to do baseball wants it out of there. We don't know what kind of shape it's in. We're kind of at a drop dead period where we need to get it. And this way we it comes with everything we need. We just have to roll it up. And I just think it's a better way to go than trying to construct a frame and taking it up and down.
all right, so let's just go through this. All right, what's the cost, Donna?
We're looking at $1,000.
Okay, are we gonna do a revenue share with the library? Since we cross pollinate a lot with them and or senior center?
I haven't heard back from the senior center. I didn't approach the library because our first series that we're doing is with the COA.
Okay,
So it's going to be at the COA. I know that everyone's still in the budget process also, but I'd like to go ahead and purchase it, and then if they can join in on it, that would be great.
the other thing I want to put forward is, can we make donations now that we're live with our Friends of Recreation? Is there a way that we can make donations through Friends of Recreation?
We're not live yet. It's still we passed all the steps for the state. We just need the number from the feds.
Okay, so
So
the
we're getting
federal-
close. But yes, that's a real possibility also.
Okay.
I did get some donations in for the Earth Day. We
Yeah.
got a donation from Pioneer Gymnastics for the egg hunt. So at this point, we are still using the gift account for that.
Okay. All right. So I think as a board, I mean, do we feel it's a viable option to have Donna move forward?
Yes.
Yeah, at the cost of what it costs to rent, it's gonna pay for itself in 5 activities.
I mean, I'm gonna make a motion that we recommend that Donna buy the movie screen, the blow up movie screen, which is 20 by 30, Donna.
Let's say that we've looked at so many. I want to make sure we've looked at brands and we've looked at reviews. So I need to, but we're looking around at the $1,000 mark. Yes.
So I'm gonna make a motion that we recommend Donna use, how would you say that? Outside budgeted money or I don't want to say the word excess, but the account, the revolving account, whatever it is.
We have a community, we have an account for community events. It'll come out of there,
Excellent.
in a
Yeah.
revolving account.
And I think it's a beautiful thing, Donna, when you're working together with the library and you incorporate, the animated whatever movie it might be, and you incorporate it into a reading program,
Mhm.
like we've done before, like with Star Wars, or I think it was Lion King, whichever movie we were showing.
Mhm.
That's nice. So I'm gonna make a recommendation that Donna does this. Anybody second it?
I second it.
Any more
Right.
discussion?
The only one more thing is that if we have groups that at Pine Knoll that would like to rent it from us, we can actually put that in the rental money too.
Security deposit, Donna.
Yeah. Well, we would be there. We would be there taking care of it. Yeah.
Okay. So any more discussion? I'm gonna throw it out to a vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 5-0. We have a quorum. All right. So Donna, that's awesome. I mean, between the cost of the lumber and everything else to put that together, maybe plywood, we would have been into that at least for $200-300.
And then you'd have to worry about how to store the frame, a 20 by 30 foot frame.
Exactly. Yeah, that would not have fit very well. All right. So with that said, Donna, did you have one more item that you wanted to address?
I put on Dan's thing about maybe if we can discount for coaches. Again, I haven't done anything with that. If someone would like to see what those figures might look like, I could give you the information. I'm not opposed to it.
Donna,
It's
I have a question for you. How many volunteer coaches do we have?
over for the year, probably around 250.
All right. So you have 250 volunteer coaches, right? Where does it stop? Head coach,
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
that's,
where does it stop?
I think it opens up a Pandora's box.
I mean,
I just think it's going to be, I think it's going to be real hard to do that. But again, I haven't pulled numbers. But I think you're right. Where do we go? I don't want to have three coaches so they can get a better deal, you know.
Yeah, it could
I
get
mean,
messy.
they ended we have all of our coaches. It all worked out. They all came through.
right.
We were
So
able to take the two lacrosse girls that we talked about last time. So it's worked out. It's not uncommon for us to do these we need coaches calls at the last minute. So, and then we Streeter's team, Mike, they two parents have stepped up to help him for games. So it's, I mean, we have to sometimes ask a few times, but it's working. So again, I just don't have the we just have to crunch some numbers, that's all.
Yep. So Dan, so I know you're on the phone. Are you in a car, or are you able to present?
Nope. Yeah, I'm available. I think when I threw that out to the board, I think it was just sort of it was a sort of a panic. And you guys you guys know better from experience. To Donna's point, it did all come together. We were able to get all the coaches, necessary, and the credit, the parents of the kids that are playing to sort of pull together and get their schedules aligned so that they could make it happen. So, I mean, I just, to incentivize people like that, could get really sort of messy. So that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear it now. Oh, I'm the head coach, and then the assistant coach goes, "Oh, I put in more hours than the head coach. Why don't I get paid?" I mean, blah.
I just
Yeah,
think you
yeah.
got to think of what the word volunteer means, and we are a volunteer program.
One thing I'd like to throw out, because I've heard this a couple times, and when folks say, well, our fees are a lot more than the high school fees. And one of the reasons is because they collect fees, and on a good year, they get, they could pull in $40,000 in gate fees, where we don't do that. So that's why our programs are a little bit higher too. So just, if people wonder why we're a little bit higher than high school, that's the reason.
But I can speak to football. I know the football from the town to town to town. We are the lowest cost youth football program compared to all the rest. So whether even Springfield with 5A and CYO. So I mean, we're very competitive when it comes to football. Now with the other programming, I don't know, John L. Sullivan League and all that, Dan, maybe you can speak to that, or, Aaron, or how are we competitive in softball?
I honestly think that all the programs that we've been involved in are competitive. And I think when you're looking at youth versus high school, it's a completely different level. And the amount of time that goes into it on a disciplinary level, as well as an instructional level, I think it makes sense. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. And it just seems like it makes sense based on what we're trying to do. It's really fundamentals, and it takes a lot. We're providing for people, we're providing, the field space, all the programming. So I think we're in line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Agreed. I think it's definitely competitive, if not, sort of on the lower scale in terms of cost, from what I've sort of talked to people about.
And Donna, you brought up a great point about the gate receipts. We don't charge for people to go into a suburban basketball game. So, or show up at a field. to watch football.
Mhm.
All right. So I mean, it's a great point, but more feedback from the community we get, the better off we all are. But, just slippery slope. All right. So I know this is quick, but we just had one last week, guys. So,
Just one
Sure.
thing, Donna, I want to ask Donna, because I think it's gonna be, we're gonna have to have it sometime within the next couple months, or even 4 months. If we can get a count of what it cost us for our ice skating program,
Oh,
because we didn't charge fees. No rush on it, because we're not there yet, probably September.
no, I don't have the exact ones. I think we have, just
Well, no,
under
you work on it
7.
and then take your time and just get back to us with it, the amount of people and what you paid
Yeah.
out in purchasing, what we paid out in,
Okay,
employees,
Yeah.
just so we have some idea what to think of come fall or.
Yeah.
winter again.
yeah, we definitely are gonna have to charge next year because of employees. So, but yeah, I mean, I can give you a breakdown, but we have about almost 700 left, so we have almost enough for a new liner next year. So the only thing we have expenses next year will be, staff.
Okay. And what did it cost to rent the building?
That ended up costing like 1,000, and I don't want to do that again either. In hindsight, I think that maybe we could even, I talked to Bruce, and maybe if we even put up um, a backyard shed for about 700 and just leave it there by the electrical box or something, that might be better spent. Um,
and
I know what-
baseball could use it for storage.
Yeah. I was just in a rush. I didn't want the staff, spending 4
Well, no, we
to
needed to
hours
do-
out in the cold.
We needed to do something. I mean, we came up with the program very quickly this year, so yeah, you had to do something in it. But no, just wondering what the cost would be, and so we can think about what we will have to do for our
Yeah.
fees next year.
No, yep.
Like I said, no rush.
Okay.
All right. So if there's nothing else, I'm going to make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
Next meeting.
I think we said March 26th we could have it. Is that?
Okay.
You can. I already had that meeting.
April.
Oh, April. God. I think she said we could have it on April 26th.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay.
Okay. Great. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
We have to
Good
vote.
night.
We have to vote. All those in favor?
Oh, aye.
Bye.
Passes unanimously.
Have a good month, guys. See you on the 26th.
April 26th, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.